The Lost Doom Session finally unearthed. Some records exist in whispers for decades before a label finally does right by them. Possessed material fits that mold. A heavy, occult-leaning rock recording that circulated among collectors long before it saw a proper, legitimate home. Rise Above Relics, the archival wing of Lee Dorian's Rise Above operation, built its reputation on exactly this kind of rescue. Obscure heavy rock and proto-doom artifacts that time nearly swallowed. When this arrived under the Relics banner in 2007, it moved a piece of underground history from the tape-trading shadows into a documented, playable object for the faithful. This is heavy rock rendered in the grain of an earlier era. Thick, unhurried, drenched in the low-end weight that would later be codified as doom. The guitars carry a fuzzed, organ-shadowed menace, riffs that lean rather than sprint, and vocals delivered with a haunted, theatrical seriousness that fits the occult undercurrent. There's an unpolished honesty here that no modern production could fake. The room breathes, the dynamics rise and fall naturally, and the atmosphere hangs heavy throughout. It's the sound of a band chasing mood over precision, which is precisely why collectors of the form treasure it. The recording captures a working band in its own moment, rather than a studio confection. What survives points to analog tape, live feeling takes, and the kind of modest setup that gives these lost heavy rock documents their character. Instruments bleeding into one another, minimal overdubbing, decisions made in the room. Relics releases of this stripe typically involve careful transfer and restoration from surviving source tapes, treated with respect for the original tone rather than scrubbed clean. That approach preserves the hiss and warmth that define the period, letting the performance stand as it was, rather than as a remaster might wish it. Rise Above Relics matters because it treats the underground's forgotten corners as history worth keeping. By issuing Exploration on CD in 2007, the label handed a new generation of doom and heavy rock devotees access to a record most had only read about. That's the quiet, essential work of archival releases. They turn rumor into canon. For collectors, this copy represents a documented chapter in the label's mission to preserve proto-doom's roots, and a reminder that the genre's foundations were laid by bands whose names never reached the marquee, but whose sound echoes forward. Come down to the vault and dig into the corner's history nearly forgot.